What is going on, guys? Flossie here, bringing you yet another Battlefield 4 video. For today's video, I thought we'd do something a little differently. So today we're going to be comparing the CZ805 assault rifle with the AUG A3 assault rifle. Now, the reason I decided to compare these two weapons because these are two of the most commonly used weapons when it comes to long-range engagements, and statistically, they're almost the exact same gun. So I wanted to go ahead and break down each weapon individually, compare the two, and see which one is actually the better long-range assault rifle. Now, the reason I'm leaving out the SAR-21 in this debate is because it does shoot at a different fire rate and overall performs significantly different in comparison to these two weapons. Now, I'm going to be breaking this video down into three different sections. The first part of the video, we're going to be reviewing the CZ805. The second part of the video, we're going to be reviewing the AUG A3. And at the end of the video, we're going to take both weapons, compare the two, see what gun has what advantage over the other, and decide which one is actually the better long-range assault rifle. So let's go ahead and jump into the CZ805. Now, this is a Czech Republic weapon developed and put into service back in the 2011 for the Czech military. This is the last weapon that you're going to unlock for the assault kit through basic progression. It's going to be unlocked around 59,000 assault score. Like I said, it will perform extremely similarly to the AUG A3. It fires a standard 5.56, so we're going to see a standard damage of maximum damage at 25 and a minimum damage of 18, with a drop-off starting at 8 meters and going all the way out to 55 meters, so that's all standard. We have a 700 rounds per minute rate of fire with a magazine size of 30 plus 1 in the chamber. Now, when we get down to the reload, the reload time when the clip is completely empty is going to take about 2.9 seconds, which isn't honestly all that bad for an assault rifle. And then the reload time for the tactical when bullets are left in the magazine is going to take about 2.35 seconds, which is also pretty quick. Now, the recoil pattern kind of struck me off guard and is honestly a little surprising for both weapons. I'll get into detail on that in a minute, but the vertical recoil pull is going to have a .29 pull up, a .05 pull to the left, and a .35 pull to the right, and then it has a first shot multiplier of 2.1 times. That's honestly very surprising. Both of these weapons has a very high first shot multiplier, which really surprised me. Now, the last stat I'm going to go over for each gun is going to be the basic aim down sight spread. The aim down sight spread for the CZ805 while not moving is going to be a 0.2, which is extremely accurate. And then the aim down sight accuracy while moving is going to be a 1 flat, which for this weapon is kind of a high spread. So those are the stats when it comes to the CZ805 assault rifle. Let's go ahead and go on over to the AUG A3. Now, this is an Austrian-made bullpup designed weapon that was designed back in '77. It was later adopted by the Australian military. Another cool little feature about it is that it's the only bullpup that does allow you to put an underslung rail on here. Now, in Battlefield, you can't use the M26 variants, but you can use any of the M320 grenade launcher style variants. Just a cool little feature about it as far as Battlefield is concerned. Now, I believe this is the third to last assault rifle you unlock. You unlock it around 48,000 assault points. Like I said, it's very, very similar to the CZ805 in a lot of ways, such as the damage model fires standard 5.56, so we're going to see 25 maximum damage down to 18 minimum, with a drop-off of 8 meters going down to 55 meters. Like the CZ, it also has a 700 rate of fire and a 30 magazine size with 1 in the chamber. Now, when we get down to the reload and the recoil, it does differ a little bit, but not a whole lot. The reload time, when completely empty, is going to take about 3.1 seconds, and then the tactical reload is going to take about 2.5 seconds. Now, when we get down to the reload, it does differ more than any other statistic at this point. Now, the vertical pull is going to be .26. It's going to have a .35 pull to the left, and then a .25 pull to the right, as well as a first shot multiplier of 2.4 times. So that 2.4 times, the first shot is a little higher, but it does have less vertical recoil and has a lot less pull to the right than the CZ805 does. Let's go ahead and go on over to the spread. Now, the ADS accuracy while not moving is going to be a .25, and then the ADS while moving is going to be a .8. So while standing still, the spread is going to be a little wider than the CZ805, but that's not exactly key, seeing as you're usually not standing still. The .8 in comparison to a 1 doesn't sound like much, but it is going to make a big difference when you're on the move and in fully auto fire. So those are the statistics for the AUG A3. Let's see how they compare to one another. So those are the stats for both of the weapons. Let's go ahead and directly compare the two to see which advantages each one brings to the table. Now, as far as the CZ805 is concerned, we do know that it has a faster reload with a 2.9 regular reload versus the AUG's 3.1, and it also has a 2.35 tactical reload versus the AUG's 2.5. It also has less pull to the left with 0.05 pull to the left versus the AUG's 0.35. It has a lower first shot multiplier of 2.1 versus the AUG's 2.4, and then it has less spread when aimed down the sight and not moving at 0.2 versus the 0.25. So those are the advantages that the CZ brings to the table. Overall, faster reload, slightly less recoil as far as the first shot multiplier is concerned, and then significantly less vertical or left pull, which does make this technically an easier weapon to compensate for the recoil, since we know for a fact it's going to pull sharply up and to the right and almost no recoil to the left whatsoever. So let's go ahead and jump on over to the AUG A3. It does have a higher distance in which you can actually engage a target at 1,005 meters versus 870. This is due to the higher muzzle velocity of 670 meters per second versus the CZ's 580. It also has less vertical recoil at 0.26 versus the CZ's 0.29. It has less recoil to the right of 0.25 versus the CZ's 0.35. And overall, crouch, standing, or prone, it is more accurate when aimed down the sight. While aimed down the sight and moving, having a 0.8 spread versus the CZ's 1 spread. Everything else is the same for both of these weapons. The damage, the drop off, the fire rate, mag size, bullet drop, recoil recovery, and the spread increase per shot are all the same for both of these weapons. Now when it comes all the way down to it, the AUG A3 is going to win for being a better long-range rifle, just due to its muzzle velocity and the fact that aimed down the sight, while it does have a higher first shot recoil multiplier, it is technically more accurate while aimed in. So the AUG is going to win the long-range rifle here. It is just better across the board when it comes to accuracy. Now I will say this, since this is technically a double review, I will recommend the CZ805 as a more aggressive weapon. Now while it doesn't necessarily have the fire rate to compete aggressively due to the fact that it does have a decent reload speed and doesn't have as much first shot multiplier and you can control the recoil better, then I would recommend the CZ as a better overall gun for any day situations rather than the AUG A3, which is mainly just for the longer range assault rifle engagements. Now as far as the attachments go, they're pretty much the same across the board. I would definitely recommend a 1x optic, some variation of a red dot or cobra sight for both guns. You don't really want to go any higher than that. An ACOG will do, but you don't want to go any higher than that due to the fact that both of these weapons have such a high first shot multiplier. Me personally, I don't recommend any sort of laser sight or flashlight, anything like that. That's always up to you guys. I personally don't use them because I feel like it reveals my location and hinders me rather than helps me. As far as the barrel is concerned, you could definitely use a muzzle brake. That'll definitely help. I personally had more success with the Compensator, since both of these weapons does have a significant amount of pull, whether it's to the left or the right, and you usually want to cancel out the drift because vertical recoil is easier to maintain. And then a suppressor is pretty much good on any weapon. Now you're not going to get any of the help with the recoil, so you will have to compensate more for that, but you're going to stay off the mini-map and be able to flank your enemies more. And then as far as the grip's concerned, there's really no question about it. You're going to want an angled grip. You definitely need to lower the first shot multiplier as much as possible. So that is my comparison for the two weapons, guys. The AUG A3 wins for being a long-ranged rifle. However, I definitely recommend the CZ for a more every situation type of rifle. So that is it. If there's any other rifles that you would like for me to compare, please leave that in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay flossy out there.